Hey Natalie, my name's Sarah. I'm going to help guide you through what it takes to complete a successful presentation. So first and foremost, I'd like you to send out an agenda to your team. This is just to inform them of what they're going to expect and if you have any involvement from their side. So if they need to be prepared for anything or have any input towards the presentation, then it just gives them a bit of a heads up. Also, when you send out the agenda, I want you to include how grateful you are to have such an amazing team. I know that these small appreciations, they actually go quite a long way. So be sure to compliment them and just say how awesome that they're doing at their job. Okay, so let's discuss your presentation and what's sort of required in prepping for a presentation. So we have 3 P's. So try and remember the 3 P's, which are plan, prepare, and practice. So the first one is plan. It's really good to know how much time you have to present. So never take up more time than you've been allocated. And you should try also make it fun so that you're not losing your audience. So this could just be some quirky jokes along the way or some funny memes thrown in your presentation just to keep your audience engaged. The second P is prepare. So consider your audience and what they might like to hear and see. Things to consider are your dialect, which I understand that your team, you have a variety of ethnicities and cultures in your team. So language barrier could also prove a bit difficult at times. So make sure that your dialect is quite clear. Consider your slides, that you aren't rushing through them too quickly and that they're quite simple. As I mentioned, your language barriers and also your body language that goes along with it. So making sure that you're confident and standing up straight and no arms crossed or anything. So your presentation needs to be broken down into 3 parts. An introduction, which could be as simple as telling a short story, or having a random question or a quick game just to break the ice. So that could just mean a random question like who's going to win between All Blacks and South Africa, or who's going to score the first try, which tends to be quite a touchy subject these days. So with the introduction and doing something simple like a short story, random question, or a quick game, this just helps engage your audience a bit more and they're sort of a bit more alert and attentive. So the middle part is follow a pattern that you've outlined in your introduction and try to keep this simple. You don't want to waffle on too much. And then the third part is to have a conclusion. So this is just wrapping up what you've mentioned in your introduction and your middle, and just summarizes everything that you've spoken about through your presentation. The last P is practice. So make sure that you allow yourself enough time to practice your presentation. This could be in front of a friend, a colleague, or your partner, because they can give you some feedback on what it's like. So now that we've discussed the theory side of the presentation, I'd like to discuss some of the physical aspects as well. So as I mentioned, body language. So this comes down to your posture and making sure that you're standing confidently and not trying to walk around the room too much because it can prove to be a bit of a distraction. Secondly, be conscious of your voice. As mentioned before as well, you've got a lot of different cultures and ethnicities in your crowd, so make sure that you speak slowly and have regular breaks so that your audience can understand you. And lastly, the thing that I want to mention is handling any questions that come from the audience. So at the beginning, you can mention, please refrain from asking any questions until the end. So this actually avoids any interruptions throughout your presentation, and then you can stay on track as well. And then you can just open up the floor towards the end. And lastly, I just want to wish you well. Remember to keep smiling, be confident with your presentation, try not to rush, and just have fun. You'll ace it. So all the best and good luck.